Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to do a little dish called shrimp creole. And basically all that is shrimp cooked in a tomato gravy. I've got all my ingredients laid out. I've got onion, bell pepper, celery, shrimp. I got 2 cans of diced tomato, which I've already opened and drained. I've got 2 cans of tomato sauce, some garlic. I've got my oil heating in my cast iron pot over there. And the first thing we're going to do is and I got some of the tomatoes in a little bowl already. I couldn't get both of them in there, but I opened both cans and drained them. And then later on, we'll have my buddy Jude join us for the tasting of it. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take those tomatoes, throw them in the cast iron pot there, get that good little sizzle going. And that may look like a lot, but believe me, that's going to cook down to almost nothing. And while that's doing, let me stir that up a little bit. Ooh, I didn't get as much liquid as I thought out of that. But that's okay. Let me turn my fire up. I had it on low, just heating my oil up. I'll put it about halfway. We're going to go ahead and we're going to chop all this stuff up for y'all. And we're going to do that off camera because y'all don't want to watch me chopping vegetables. I'm pretty sure you don't anyway. If you do, just leave it in the comments that you do want to watch and I'll do it on camera. But I'm going to let y'all go drink a little bit of coffee or whatever you want to drink. Your favorite beverage, of course. And I'm going to chop all this stuff up and I'm going to be back. All right, I'm back. We've got our tomatoes stewed down pretty good. They've been cooking about an hour now. I had my heat on high and boiled all the juices and water out of them. Then I turned it down to low and just let them brown down a bit. Next, we're going to add our vegetables. And as if you've ever watched me do a tomato gravy before, you know I like to cook that stuff for about 3 or 4 hours. I don't believe in putting sugar and baking soda and all that other stuff in there to get the acid out. I cook it out. And right now, as you can see, they're looking pretty good. I'm going to add me a little more olive oil. I still got my heat on low. I'm going to kick it up to halfway. Let me get the olive oil. And we're not using EVO, we're just using regular old olive oil for that because I'm cooking. And just like that, let me put that over here. We're going to dump in our onions, and I had that big Vidalia up there. I only used half of that. Normally, with seafood, I'll use a white onion, but since this is a tomato gravy and tomatoes are pretty powerful in their taste, I wanted to go with something that was a little more I guess pungent is the word I'm looking for. And Vidalia is a kind of sweet onion anyway, so that's why I used that. And it was all I had. And throw in my bell pepper and my celery. And we're going to go ahead and let that all brown down. And once it's all brown, we're going to add the tomato sauce. Oh, and the garlic. And then the tomato sauce. I was getting a little ahead of myself there. But that's going to take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go off camera again. And this ought to take about 20 minutes or so. I've got that, like I said, I got that heat on medium. And I'm going to have to sit here and stir that. And I don't know if I can talk that long, keep y'all interested. So, we're going to go ahead and be back in a little bit. All right, we're back. Our vegetables are all cooked down. Next, we're going to add our garlic and get that browned up. Then we're going to put in our tomato sauce. Let me grab a little spoon there. I got my fire back on low here. I'm going to turn it up a little. That was about, it took me about I'd say a good half hour or better to cook them vegetables down the way I like them. I'm going to go ahead and brown that garlic up a little bit. Stir that around. Oh yeah. That shrimp and that tomato gravy is pretty dang good, yeah. I served that with a little corn over some rice. And while that's browning, I'm going to go off camera again and we'll be back. All right. We're back at that stove. I had a visitor come, so I had to stop filming. And we got that, and I turned that off, so I just restarted. I got my garlic's just about where I want it. Look at that, boy. That's looking good. It kind of looks like it's burnt, but it's not, no. And we still got a ways to go on this. But I had my tomato sauce right now. Knock my spoon off. One can. I don't think we're done with that, no. Two cans. And not the bird. All right, now this here, I drained my shrimp into this measuring cup, and I'm going to use that liquid to slosh around in that can there and get all that tomato sauce out of there. Plus I'm adding a little extra flavor to that. Now you could use water if you want, but I don't know about you. I ain't never heard nobody say, I'm going to put some water in there to make it taste better. It's always been, I'm going to put some water in there to thin it out, or I'm going to put some water in there to give it more volume. And this, I mean, you're going to have liquid in that bag of frozen shrimp anyway. And even when you're peeling shrimp, the fresh one, you get some liquid. Save that. Put that in your gravy there. All right. Mix that all around like that. Oh yeah. You can already see how nice that's gonna look. I just hope that's not too much for my shrimp. It's almost like a stew consistency right now. And that's how it's gonna be. I got the fire about a little over halfway. We're gonna let that come to a bubble. Then we're gonna turn that fire down to low. Put the cover on it. Might turn that fire down to low right now because I'm messing up my stove. Oh, I hate that. I just cleaned the dadgum thing, and then I cooked some tomato and it splashed all over the place, and I gotta clean that stove again. All right. I got that on low. Go ahead and put that lid on there. We're just gonna let that simmer a while and we'll come back. All right, we're back. Our tomatoes been cooking for quite a while now, a couple of hours at least. We're gonna go ahead and give that a stir. Oh, I done steamed myself up. Oh, look at that. It's almost like a paste now. That means we're gonna have to dilute it a little bit. But I looked at my shrimp and I didn't think I had enough, so I got another pack thrown out. And this is the juice from that pack. Go ahead and pour that in there. There ain't much. I'll probably have to break out with just a little bit of seafood stock. We'll see after we throw in the shrimp, of course. But before we do that, got some herbs we're going to throw in there, and seasonings. I got some fresh thyme. Dump that in there. some dried parsley. Throw that in there. Some basil. And some tarragon. What that does, it's gonna, if I do it right and put just the right amount, it's gonna give it like one of them little je ne sais quoi licorice taste. You know, you kind of taste licorice, but then you won't. I guess that's the best way to explain it. It'll be just like a hint. All right, got that in there. Mix them all around. Hope I don't splash that on my clothes. Yeah, we're gonna end up having to thin that out. We also gonna put some Prud'hom's seafood magic in there, because I didn't do anything to them shrimp. They're just gonna go in just like that. And speaking of, when I pulled out that other bag, I was reading on it and I noticed, it's like, man, look what I done. I got shrimp with the tail on. But I ain't taking the time to take all them damn tails off that shrimp, so if you get one in your mouth, spit it out. All right. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to dump in all that shrimp. And I also noticed they cheat me. It's only 12 ounces. I thought that was a pound. It's supposed to be 41.60 count per pound. It says 30.45 per bag. I ain't be buying no shrimp from them people no more. Get in there yet. All right. Ah, that's one. Stir that around, and I'm probably going to end up having to put some... Oh, now that makes it right. Yeah, that one bag wouldn't have been quite enough. Now we got a lot of shrimp in there. Of course, they got their damn tails on. Yeah, I'm going to need to go get a little seafood stock. I'll be right back. We got to thin that out a little. I let it cook a little too much, I think. Now, it's not going to take them shrimp long to cook. Oh, I guess I can turn my heat back up a little. I got that on low, 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 low. Let me see if that was enough stock. We want it saucy, not pasty. A little bit more. There we go. That looks right. Now, I wasn't just letting that cook the whole time. I was in that pot every about 15 minutes, stirring it around so it didn't stick to the bottom there. Because we sure don't want that. I think I can thin it out just a bit more. Because that's pretty thick, thick, thick. There we go. I want some thickness to it, but, you know, I don't want it holding on to the spoon for dear life either. Yeah, there we go. Making a mess all over the place. We're gonna let that go until them shrimp are kind of pink. Should be about 5-10 minutes. Heck, I ain't even got it to a bubble yet. Well, I'm gonna put that lid on there. I'm gonna let them shrimp cook down some. We'll be back. All right, them shrimp been cooking for about 5 minutes there, so I think that's done. We're gonna take a look at that. Stir that around. Oh yeah, we done. We done. We're gonna Go ahead and kill that fire. Get our side vegetables going. We're going to do some corn. Then we'll see y'all back at the table. All right. We're at the table now. Jude finally showed up. We got us some plate of shrimp creole, little corn on the side. We can go ahead and put that in the mouth and see what it's all about. Gotta mix that in good.
When you leave the tails on it, it gives more flavor in the gravy, don't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh yeah. Oh, that sauce came out good.
Very good. Excellent.
It's not too thick. It's not runny.
Right.
It's got a really good flavor.
Yeah, it's not running at all. And it covers all the rice.
It's like I said earlier, if you get a tail in your mouth, spit it out. Well, as usual, I got a plate of food to eat here, and y'all don't need to see me watch that, eat that. So I'll see y'all next time on Sky's Cajun Kitchen.